Something else, and I'll drop the mic. Is my 20-minute complete, sir? I should go on? Okay. Okay, now listen. The second thing I drew from Papa was courage. Many of us speak truth to power today because we came from the loins of Papa. Courage. Elijah ran, took off from Ahab, took off from Jezebel, and God said to Elijah, he said, well, since you ran from Ahab, let me tell you what you do. Anoint Ahaziah to be king. Anoint Jehu to be king of Israel. And anoint Elisha to be prophet in your room. To be prophet in your room. In other words, God was saying that Elijah, what you carry is too heavy to be downloaded on one person. It has to be tripartite. You need to spread it on 3 people. And it was one of those anointed from the loins of Elijah called Jehu that killed Jezebel. So what was God invariably saying? God was saying that this woman you are running from, you are bigger than her 3 times. Courage. Courage. Courage to speak truth to power. Courage to make national declarations. Courage that no matter the conspiracy. 2017, some ministers called me to Abuja after I spoke against the killings on national scale, and they sat me down, drew a bag of money and said to me, take this and shut up. And they drew out an AK-47. They drew out a newspaper. They said, choose 3. You take this or you go by these 2. And I said, I don't understand what you mean. There was a gun, there was newspaper. They said, because if you don't do that in the next 1 year, we'll make sure in this country you don't hold the microphone again. We'll make sure, keep your mouth shut. And I said to them, I never knew what I said was actually a big deal. Now I want to start talking. I said, if you want to come for me, please, you are very free to bother yourself, because I'm going to keep talking. And I kept on speaking. I had a revelation in 2018, close to my birthday, and I'm around March, and I saw Papa. In that revelation, I was praying and crying. And Papa said, he said, look at what is happening in the church. Look at what's happening in the country. He said, and the ministers are silent. So I was trying to get his attention, but he put his hand, you know the way Papa does? He put his hand like that and bent his head. He said, the ministers are silent. He said, it's time for them to say something. To stop Herod, to stop Pharaoh, to stop wicked. And he said something that broke me. He said, if I were here, it would not be so. And I came forth out of that revelation and began to make declarations. And one of the time when they were doing all kinds of stuff, Mama wrote me a letter, and Mama said, son, Papa went through all of these attacks, went through all of this name calling. So long you are doing the right thing, keep pushing. Now listen to me. One time I sat back at the airport and I was so angry. I said, Lord, my reputation. And the Holy Ghost asked me, you still have reputation? I said, what do you mean? He said, I, Jesus, made myself of no reputation. I said, so what should I have? He said, integrity. I said, what is the difference? He said, reputation is man's view of you. Integrity is my view of you. Courage. Courage. And courage is functional when it stems and comes from a sound mind. The biggest nation today is not America, it's not Europe, it's not Asia. The biggest nation is the nation of the mind. And that is why it's called imagination. It's a nation of the mind. We drew courage from Papa. We drew that ability to know that no matter the battles of life, God is still God. Can we repeat that? Say, God is still God. God is still God. One more time, say, God is still God. Can we say that again? God is still God. Again, say, God is still God. I'm going to round up.